You caught me. I'm eating a good cookie. I can't show you the brand because they're not the sponsor. But I just want to tell you these cookies are good for you and they're good. I'm James Lott Jr. Getting a little snack in as I do episode 2 of Studio City, Everything It Looks Like. Hi, I'm James Lott Jr., your host. And this is the after show for Studio City, the Amazon Prime series that you can go to and watch right now. As I suggest, you go watch it, come back, and watch this and then see what I think and tell me what you think in the comments. Now, I'm thinking about who watched the first episode I put out. I put out a pre-episode and I put out an episode, and so far you guys are watching it. Thank you so much for the comments. I love that. So let's continue the conversation. The show is up for a bunch of daytime Emmys, so congratulations for that. And I have many of the stars of the show coming on to talk about their roles. Philip Bruin is coming on. Will be on the show. Patricia Darbo's already booked for the show. Michelle Kanan's booked for the show. Sean will be on the show. So we're talking to all the stars, and we'll have them on, talk about their roles on the show and some of the things they're doing in life. This is all things Studio City. All things Studio City. Here on JLJ Media. While you're here, if you're watching this, hit the subscribe button. I think it's down below for JLJ Media. That's where this is at. This is my company. So go ahead and like it there and subscribe. And there's a playlist for Studio City After Show. Watch that. Okay, it was a short episode. Compared to the other episodes, it's the shortest of all the episodes, but you learn a lot in the episode. They pack a bunch of stuff in, and it's very subtle. The thing about this episode I thought was very interesting is that they don't tell you everything right away. And I kind of like that. I know some folks are like, well, I want to know, who is this person? They don't automatically in dialogue go, hi, Lori, what's going on? Like, not right away. It's kind of like you meet people, and they unfold, the relationships of who they are unfold in the dialogue as the show's going on. So it's like 9 minutes long, but it really does pack a punch in there. I feel like we're still setting up what's going on. Like this, it's the next continuation, episode 1, clearly, but it's like this the next step of, okay, Sam's life. Now we're learning another side of Sam's life. There were things that I noticed that were very interesting, so we're going to talk about that. So it opens up with another soap scene. Folks, I love it. I love it. It's so funny. And it's, our man, this part made me laugh so hard. It's between Anastasia and Devin. And when we laugh again is Devin has no shirt on underneath his lab coat. I mean, he's a doctor with no shirt on. I just kept laughing out loud about that. Classic soap scene. Pierce walking in, the whole thing. It's a fun scene in the beginning. Philip Bruin, great body and everything. I just like he's being used as the soap hunk, which is not far fetched. If you watch soaps, you know what they do, so it's not far fetched. But it pans out at one point towards the end of that scene on this old television. I was like, I had one of those TVs when I was younger, and it's Delilah, the daughter. I'm putting it in quotes because we just learned about her at the end of episode 1. She's watching. She's at a bar. And at first, I didn't realize that at first. And then, again, it pans out. And then, all of a sudden, we meet Tristan Rogers' character and Sarah Joy Brown's characters. And so Sarah Joy Brown's character, of course, you know her from General Hospital and As It Returns and Bold and the Beautiful. And, I mean, she's done a lot of things. My favorite actresses of all time. We see her behind the bar. I mean, you see Tristan Rogers, of course, from General Hospital as Robert Scorpio and Colin on Young and Restless. I think it's interesting because we don't know their names. We don't see their names. We get a piece of their relationship just from that scene. We found out they're father and daughter through the conversation. They could have been anything. You don't know who they are at first. And we see what she mentions, you take your pills. So we learn. So it's almost like you're piecing it together. Okay, got it. They're father and daughter. He has something going on where he doesn't want to take the pills. She's reminding him to take the pills. So you have that going on. The phone's ringing. I'm going to tell you, there's a lot going on. Phone's ringing. She's ignoring it. And he says, you're not going to answer that. So that's your brother. And she says, half brother. So there's some kind of animosity there or something. There were good pieces in there. He mentions needing money for a course. We don't know what the course is. We have no idea how much money. But through the dialogue, she wants to stand on her own 2 feet. So we're asking for help. And as for we don't know anything. We just don't know. We don't know anything. We don't know who she's talking about, nothing. Then she brings food over to the girl. We see that the daughter, Delilah, is in the bar. And she brings some free food and says, just, it's on the house and you've been here all day. And she says she's waiting for her dad. Okay. Sean Kanan comes in, barreling in. His character comes in, Sam comes in. And right before he comes in, she's on the phone with her mother. And you can tell she's kind of lying to her. So we don't even know if her mother knows she's there to meet her dad. It's like, I'll send you pictures. And when he saw the monument, and I was like, what's going on there? I mean, there's a lot going on in the scene in this whole episode. Then Sam walks in and says, this is a setup. Understandably, he's like, what's going on? How are you, my daughter? Funny part that made me chuckle is like, you're not old. I'm not old enough to have a daughter your age. And she was born in 2003. She's 16. He was like, oh, I just kind of laughed. Lori walks over. We found her name is Lori. She walks over and puts her arm on him and hands him a drink. He lies to her about the nature of their relationship. I don't know if Lori buys her or not. She doesn't say anything, but it's kind of like, I don't know if he buys her or not. And then he downs the drink. He can't deal with this. He leaves. Lori walks over and says to Delilah, I'm sorry that my brother, she says a little line, but she mentions that's her brother. And that's how it ends. So it made me think, because, now Lori they're half brother, half siblings. They probably have different mothers. Because different mothers at this point of the show. Meanwhile, when he storms out, Tristan does this little thing where he kind of looks at him and kind of half waves, like he didn't even acknowledge the man sitting there. So at the end of this, we're like, oh, so there's something going on between them two. Like he didn't say hi to him or nothing. So it's a family dynamic that's very curious at this point. Very curious. So like I said, a lot was thrown into this like short episode. I don't know why it was so short. It was like the other episodes are like, a little longer than this, but this one was like 9 minutes, but they put a lot in there. I was like, okay, this is amazing. And that was the episode, Studio City episode 2, Everything It Looks Like. So now I'm curious to see what happens the next episode 3, what the next step is. But they're setting the building blocks, they're setting it up. The foundation is getting there. We're getting all these little stories. But I like the way it's unfolding. It's kind of unfolding at a nice pace. It's kind of smooth. It's like, okay, here you go. Like in real life, it's kind of happening that way. I'm James Lott Jr. Studio City is on Amazon Prime. Go ahead and watch it there. Congratulations to all the nominees. The director, Timothy Woodward Jr., the actress, Patricia Darbo, Carolyn Hennessy, Sean Kanan, the writing, Michelle Kanan, all them. Everybody's got their hands in an Emmy nomination somewhere. So I'm hoping that they walk away with something because the show is so good. I'm James Lott Jr. We'll be back with another episode of the Studio City Aftershow. Follow us on JLJ Media. The audio version is on Spreaker.com, and it's growing. So I'll let you know when it makes it to iHeartRadio and Spotify. I applied for all those, so it's going to be on those soon. And maybe if this is way later in the future, it's probably on there already. Wherever you find this, like and subscribe and comment. Studio City, the show, is on Instagram, I believe, and Twitter, and also on Facebook, I believe. So you can go there and follow the show there for what's going on with them. And everyone, please take care and stay safe and sane.